Now, this is a serious question. Can Canada avoid the crash and can actually avoid the recession? I've been asked this question every single day. I'm speaking to so many people and the same question arises. Is Canada capable? Does it have enough ammunition to sustain itself and to avoid the crash? Looking at the market, everything that has been going on, condo market, real estate market, businesses, tariffs, and everything else that's interlinked with one another, it seems like the crash, the recession, and even depression is not off the table. So I would like to get into the video talking to you about this phenomena, trying to answer the question. It might not be answered fully, but at least we will be able to answer some questions. So let's get right into the video. All right, so the stage seems to be set. But how does it actually look like? So, current conditions, GDP growing, slowing, key indicators flashing definitely yellow. Unemployment tick up, tie in Ontario at 7.8% as we speak, and might be even higher by the time you watch this particular video. Household debt to income at record highs. Guys, this is the truth. Everyone is tied to some kind of debt, whether it's visa, student loans, cars, mortgages, you name it, right? In business, ties or whatever, right? So it is so heavy, it is so dense, and that's pulling everything down. Real estate prices softening, new construction collapsing, which actually brings the fact that people are losing the faith. They're not walking freely anymore. They're calculating whether they can do the step-up purchase or not, right? At that point, it maybe connects them to their business because they might be in construction and they already feel the lack of the next project coming down their pipeline. Why Canada is so vulnerable? Over-reliance on housing and immigration for growth. Housing debt, short amortization cycles mean higher interest rates hit harder than the US. Talked about that in plenty of my other videos. We have to renew, whether it's a year term, 3 years, 5 years, whatever the flavor is, and you believe you can qualify for sometimes, but you choose, right? But we have to re-qualify ourselves on every term versus the United States that you purchase the house at that particular rate and you keep going with it until you either go bankrupt or you pay it off, right? So Ontario and British Columbia carry much of the risk. Yes, other provinces are involved as well. However, we have seen enormous growths in British Columbia and Ontario, and now that reverse cycle is happening. We also know that Ontario contributes 40% of the Canadians' GDP. That's the engine of the entire Canada. And we know if the engine stalls or stops, which is happening in Ontario, the rest of Canada will feel it immediately. So what could actually save Canada? It's a legitimate question. And we have seen that the Bank of Canada is reducing rates, but that's not all. That cannot help Canadians and Canada sustain itself. It more acts like a painkiller. What we need is manufacturing. We need more jobs. We need growth. We need that machine to thrive. Infrastructure spending targeted at supply bottlenecks, balanced immigration policies aligned with job creation, which is a big one. Just because we have more people doesn't mean we can fulfill the positions, the shoes, and the actual need in our current market. Warning signs to watch. Delinquencies and insolvencies trading up. That is 100% true, and it's happening as we speak. Slowing in immigration intake or out immigration of skilled workers. That is happening as well. We're bringing more immigration to Canada, which is okay in certain parts, but the brain, people with knowledge, people with funds and money are leaving Canada for other economies and other opportunities. Construction layoffs deepening, already 10,000 jobs lost in Toronto region. Yes, if you have spoken to anybody that you know in construction related construction segments, you know that people are laid off. There are no projects coming up. Nothing is lined up. People are worrying. People are looking how they will make their next dime out in the market. Some of the people that I spoke to, they're trying to go away from unions. Whether that's good or not, I don't know. But they're trying to find other jobs, little jobs, so they can make their mortgage payments. Having said that, I want to add something. I spoke to a friend of mine. He left for a Euro trip in July, and at that point his employer, like, he was so angry at him because he was leaving. He had all these houses and condos to finish and all of that stuff, so they were getting into that bottleneck situation, right? So he told him, look, you go for your trip. When you come back, immediately give me a call, because I need you. We need to fulfill this, right? There's so much stuff coming up. And guess what? He's back now. We're in October, and he's telling me, he's like, look, that guy told me he has nothing for me. Nothing, absolutely nothing. He's not trying to dodge the guy. He's like, there's nothing. Like, some of the projects that were promised were canceled altogether. I believe he was talking about Guelph. There is a subdivision of around 80 homes. They're only going to complete 5. You see what I'm saying? So he could not believe that the scenery changed within 8 to 10 weeks, him being away from Canada. He said, I came back and all of a sudden it feels like that the sky is falling. And there's a saying when asked, right, how did you go bankrupt? So first they say, well, you know what? It went very slow and then it happened suddenly. So this is exactly what's happening. Everything is going slow and there's still room for improvement. There's hope, there's this and there's that and excuses and whatnot. But then all of a sudden we get to a point where it's just off-cliff movement. And at that point, it's finished, right? So conclusion, the question isn't if Canada can avoid the crash. It's if we'll act soon enough to soften that landing. So I don't know. What do you really think about that? Do you think Canada has resources, knowledge, brains, power, structure, right, for us to be saved, to avoid recession, to avoid something that we have been digging for decades now, it seems like, right? All these towers, condo towers, they're sitting empty, thousands of units, all these papers, they're flying all around, people selling papers for profit, from 3D renderings, everybody making money hand over fist. Can we fix that overnight? Is there a one pill solution or one move on that chessboard solution where we can say, yes, this is the fix and this is the on-ramp. This is for sure a softer landing for all of us. So please comment below and subscribe, like, and share to your fellow friends and colleagues, and I'll see you in the next one.